Namaste to everyone. I welcome you all in my YouTube video channel. Today I will deliver lecture on trigonometry, degree level, chapter inverse hyperbolic functions, lecture number 1, in which I will relate between inverse hyperbolic function and inverse circular function. Firstly, I will give the concept of inverse circular functions of complex quantities. Before this, we have to know some previous knowledge. That is, when sin theta equal to sin alpha, then theta equal to n pi plus minus 1 to the power n alpha. We know from trigonometry this. Number 1. Number 2. Cos theta equal to cos alpha. Then theta equal to 2n pi plus minus alpha. Number 3, tan theta equal to tan alpha. Then theta equal to n pi plus alpha. Now let sin x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta implies that sin, here in place of theta we have written n pi plus minus 1 to the power n alpha. So here we write n pi plus minus 1 to the power n x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta implies that sin inverse alpha plus I beta equal to n pi plus minus 1 to the power n x plus iy. Therefore, if sin x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta, then sin inverse alpha plus I beta equal to, in place of this we write n pi plus minus 1 to the power n x plus iy. Therefore, we write number 1. Sin x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta implies that sin inverse alpha plus I beta equal to n pi plus minus 1 to the power n x plus iy. Similarly, number 2, cos x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta implies that cos inverse alpha plus I beta equal to 2n pi plus minus x plus iy. Here we use this concept. Number 3, tan x plus iy equal to alpha plus I beta implies that tan inverse alpha plus I beta equal to n pi plus x plus iy. This concept. Let this is number 1, this is number 2, this is number 3. Principal values of sine inverse alpha plus I beta is obtained by putting n equal to 0 in 1 and the real part x lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. The principal value of cos inverse alpha plus I beta is obtained by putting n equal to 0 in 2 and the real part lies between 0 and pi. The principal value of tan inverse alpha plus I beta is obtained by putting n equal to 0 in number 3 and the real part x lies between minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. Now I will give the concept of inverse hyperbolic function. Let hyperbolic sine z equal to w, then inverse hyperbolic sine of w is denoted by sine hyperbolic inverse w and defined as sine hyperbolic inverse w equal to z. Similarly, cos hyperbolic z equal to w implies that cos hyperbolic inverse w equal to z. Tan hyperbolic z equal to w implies that tan hyperbolic inverse w equal to z. Now we find the relation between inverse hyperbolic functions and inverse circular functions. Number 1, let cos hyperbolic inverse x equal to y implies that x equal to cos hyperbolic y and cos hyperbolic y equal to cos iy implies that cos inverse x equal to iy implies that cos inverse x equal to I. Here cos hyperbolic inverse x implies that cos hyperbolic inverse x equal to 1 by I cos inverse x, and this is equal to 1 means minus I square by I cos inverse x implies that cos hyperbolic inverse x equal to minus I cos inverse x. That this is number 1. Number 2. Let sine hyperbolic inverse x equal to y implies that x equal to sine hyperbolic y implies that x equal to I, here minus I, sine Iy implies that 1 by minus I x equal to sine Iy implies that 1 means minus I square by minus I x equal to sine Iy implies that this is Ix equal to sine Iy implies that sine inverse Ix equal to Iy. We send I this side, 1 by I sine inverse Ix equal to y implies that 1 means minus I square by I sine inverse Ix equal to y means sine hyperbolic inverse x implies that we write sine hyperbolic inverse x equal to minus I sine inverse Ix. This is number 2. Number 3. Let tan hyperbolic inverse x equal to y implies that x equal to tan hyperbolic y implies that x equal to, this is minus I tan Iy implies that 1 by minus I x equal to tan Iy implies that 1 means minus I square by minus I x equal to tan Iy implies that Ix equal to tan Iy implies that tan inverse Ix equal to Iy implies that 1 by I tan inverse Ix equal to y implies that 1 means minus I square by I tan inverse Ix, and y equal to tan hyperbolic inverse x implies that we write right side tan hyperbolic inverse x equal to, here I minus I tan inverse Ix. This is number 3. So we get cos hyperbolic inverse x equal to minus I cos inverse x sin hyperbolic inverse x equal to minus I sin inverse Ix tan hyperbolic inverse x equal to minus I tan inverse Ix. These are the important formulas. Important formula. Thanks for watching my video. If you are satisfied with my presentation and contents, then please click on like button, and if you have not subscribed yet, then please subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.